I'm in Gravesend in Kent. Just leaving here today, heading off to Rochester. It's not too far away. World Cup kicks off today, so I'm going to make sure I get there in plenty of time. See England's first game against the USA. Yeah, Gravesend. I've just had a greasy spoon at the King's Diner. There's quite an abundance of greasy spoons in Gravesend. Quite a refreshing change for a chap that comes from Stratford-upon-Avon, where probably the closest thing you can get to a breakfast is smoked salmon and scrambled egg for about £9. But then when you come from a town where the average income is somewhere in the region of £60,000, that's not surprising, is it really? I get the impression that in Gravesend the average income probably isn't £60,000. But yeah, so an abundance of greasy calves, which is great for your egg, bacon, sausage, beans, mushrooms, and a mug of tea, and also an abundance of fat people. Actually, I wonder if the two go together. Yeah, I reckon if there's a cholesterol equivalent of the Richter scale, I think Gravesend hits 10. Pretty sure of that from what I can see. But very friendly people, and more St George's flags around here, and also in Essex, where I went yesterday to get to my birthplace, Dorset. Probably more St George's flags around here than the rest of the UK put together. So they were obviously very passionate about their football, and yeah, that'll all go quite mad later on tonight, I would imagine. So there we go. That's your. Well, you've got to have a Weatherspoons, haven't you, Robert Pocock? Got to have a Weatherspoons next to a Mackie D's. It's kind of part and parcel of the make-up of our town centres these days, isn't it? And on this street, yesterday afternoon, there was a market here, and I was coming up from the ferry through Heritage Quarter there, and as I was walking up there towards there, a bloke was bounding down here. Sort of, he was about 6'2", I reckon, in a blue sweatshirt and denim, absolutely belting along the street here. And I noticed that behind him he's been chased by 3 policemen in black combats. So I was just walking up the street, having missed the first ferry that goes across from Gravesend to Tilbury. So I was making a little diversion to Dorset yesterday, and so I did the only thing that I could do when I saw this 6'2" chap belting along here, and stuck my foot out. Stuck my foot out. I clocked him right on the shin with my boot, and he then stumbled and weaved his way down the street. I didn't quite bring him down, but he did hop at least 3 times. I think he felt that in his shin, and then stumbled left and right, and then the police caught up with him down the bottom of the street. So I did my bit for the safety of the Gravesend community. And yeah, well, this is the I suppose the old walk down to where the passenger ferry leaves from. It's got a little bit of feel of a seaside town in some ways. I suppose sort of the cafes and well, the fact that the Thames is down there. There's a few restaurants along the Thames, but yeah, proper east of England town. It's all sort of you know, apples and pears and old Joanna's, isn't it, mate? You know? That's great, yeah. Friendly lot. Shoe zone next to bridal wardrobe. So as soon as she's married, she can go and spend all the money on shoes. That's good. What we got down here? Some little Saturday market with a bit of music. Marvellous. There we go. See, St George's flags. St George's flags everywhere. Honestly, some of the vehicles around here, I'm surprised they can even see where they're going. They've got that many St George's flags on all of the windows. I'm sure it's got to be at least as dangerous as driving along on a mobile telephone. Billy's Boutique, good old Billy, Olympia Leisure. Oh yeah, well, this is and the ultimate party store. Ultimate party store. Party. Fun in Gravesend. The nail studio. This is obviously this street should be called hers, shouldn't it? The one with the greasy calves and the pubs should be called his street, and this one, which has got the bridal shop, shoe zone, party store, and the nail studio, should really be called her street, shouldn't it? Really? Yeah. His street, greasy calves and pubs. Her street, nail studios, bridal sweet place, and Riverside tattoo and piercing centre. Here we go. And down there we can see the Thames in the distance. The ever broadening, widening Thames as it winds and twists its way back out to the North Sea. So there we go. Gravesend. Marvellous. They've also got an interesting local radio station. And they were talking about the World Cup, and they get some Muppets on there, don't they? One of the guys was saying, oh yeah, the World Cup. He says, well, thing is, right, even if we win all the games in the group, right, eventually in the semi-finals we might have to face Brazil, and then in the final it could be Italy or Spain, and that could be a bit tricky. A bit tricky? It's the World Cup, for crying out loud. What do you expect to face? Dagenham and Redbridge? It's not the Johnston Paint Trophy, is it? It's the World Cup. If you're going to win the World Cup, you've got to beat Brazil and Italy and probably Spain at some point along the way, haven't you? That's the only way you win the World Cup. You know, it's not, yeah, Dagenham and Redbridge or Wraith Rovers. A bit tricky, of course it's a bit tricky. Oh, I don't know, some of these Muppets they get on these radio programmes to fill in time. Still, there we go, that's my moan, Marco moans. Thank you, Gravesend. Onwards to Rochester.